Hello, and welcome to Captain Hook Tree Climbing. In this video, we're going to be looking at the Notch Fusion Rope Wrench Tether. We're going to be taking a good look at how it works while we're working on Spar. And in this video, you're going to see me use a canopy anchor slash Spar anchor there. You can make it very quickly with a loop at the end of your rope. And obviously you got to put a rigging ring before that onto it and use a carabiner. Very quickly you can put together this anchor and anchor yourself to any spar. Work off of it as a canopy anchor. You can do as you wish with it. Anyhow, this video is going to show you guys pretty much about how this tether is going to interfere with your spar work, and I'll tell you right off the bat that it's really not that bad. It's pretty workable still. A bit precarious, maybe, but definitely not a big, like a no-no. You know what I'm saying? It's not that bad, guys. So here, making that first cut, coming up into the tree there, getting rid of some brush. Push cut. And rig that one. That one's a little bit long there. So we moved up above it so that we can work out on the branch a little bit. Come up a little bit. Need to move up this this anchor here because I don't want my rigging line rubbing up against my climbing line. It's very important that I keep an eye on things like that. Here goes the running bowline. Very simple. Oh, goes. Cut. Good. We're good. It's gonna come down.
You good?
So, just want to comment a little bit on the Fusion tether as it is right there. 10-inch slack is very smooth. Got a big wheel on that ball bearing pulley there. And we're going to move up into the canopy here. Move that. There it is. Very simple anchor. Most climbers, if not every climber, should have the tools to make this kind of anchor. So I'm gonna just gauge that anchor. About to make a cut. 3 points of tie-in at this particular moment in the climb. Yes, that's the European standard tree work, if you guys are not familiar with that. So in America we have the ANSI standard, but in Europe they have the EN standard. So a bit different. Probably should be adopted by us here in America as well. It's safer and yeah, save lives. So there, you see that right there? I stopped the video at that point just so that you guys can see how that tether kind of got caught up against my groin and the spar there. It was like a mixture of the two. It didn't push back into me. I didn't get hurt or anything like that, but you kind of can begin to see where the issue is. So when you're working with any hitch and you're that close to the cockpit there, it's can be a bit worrisome, However, I worked right through it, advancing my tie-in points, my anchor.
He is holding up. Oh, word. Yeah, we taped it. He sticks.
secured. Gonna throw an omni block there. Gonna come around to the other side and tie off a bowline, running bowline there. Okay, so this scenario here, I had that branch right in front of me that I was trying to like cut around, that one that I have my hand on, and the hitch or the tether sometimes can get side loaded very easily when you're in positions like that. Got to be very careful because this hitch will it will bend. It has some give to it, that's for sure. So there it is. Beautiful. Okay. So just making my way back up. And I know that there isn't so much spar work per se right now. This is like a mixture of climbing / spar work. But as soon as all these branches come off and the top comes out, you're gonna start seeing some like actual spar work going on, and you get a good sense of how this thing becomes a bit precarious in terms of its length, long profile, and you'll see that it's not that bad. It's really not that bad, and if you guys are looking for a tool to work with, to dedicate your rope wrench to, this could be one of them. And if you have 2 rope wrenches, this could be the one that you work in the tree with. And if you have a shorter tether, you can work with that on the spar. Totally up to you. Right there, that is a side loading scenario. Side loading it up around the connection of where the rope wrench meets the tether there. So I'm gonna move that over. Yeah, this is a little bit more related to that spar work, you know what I'm saying? So there it is, side loading. So you can pretty much expect this particular tool to side load or come into side loading scenarios fairly quickly, especially when you're not just climbing. So if you're climbing around the tree and all goes well, you might run into maybe one, here and there. But when you're on the spar, it's kind of like a constant battle. So usually when we're using the rope wrench, you don't have to worry about the side loading because your tethers are usually something that is able to be side loaded. And my experience with other tethers, like stiff tethers, is that they just don't facilitate the rope wrench engagement that this tether gives you. It just, you have to add rope into the system in order for them to engage the rope wrench, and it's like a constant battle of remembering and forgetting. And if you forget to add some rope into your system, your hitch might bind up. So here we go. Now we have a spar. I'm gonna move down a little bit. See how my system there and my hitch is draped over my lanyard. I want to fix that real quick, but first I'm gonna use my lower D lanyard to work with here. So you see that right there. Pulling that out is a bit cumbersome. Definitely needs some resistance. Is it bad? Maybe. is it the worst thing that ever came to be? Nah, that right there is pretty bad though. This is probably as bad as it's gonna get. And like I said, using this for spar work isn't that bad, but you will be met with instances like those. So, regardless of these sorts of instances where you're constantly met with being barraged down there in the cockpit, you know, very sensitive equipment down there. So, I mean, I'm pleased to say and tell you that, you know, I'm fully intact. I'm here today, and I haven't ever had my system bump me into the groin to the point where it like was painful or anything. It might bump into you a little bit, yeah, but that's probably as far as it goes, man. I mean, at the point of this video, I've climbed on this system quite extensively. Probably all together got over 20 hours. I mean, I can count 20 hours right off the top of my head, but I can definitely tell you for sure that there's more than 20 hours on this tether, and I like it a lot, and I use it over and over again. So here, one thing that I did find very useful to do is keeping some more slack in my system. That way the tether kind of hangs a little bit below me and isn't, you know, just kind of ready to stab me in the groin. So that's always a little worrisome. It is worrisome, but I guess after a while you either get used to it or you use something different. You know what I mean? So it's not that bad, guys. The benefits, the rewards of this tether is certainly the fact that it engages the rope wrench very readily, very almost instantaneously. So for that reason, I recommend. I give it out of, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it about a 7.5. And yeah, it just kind of goes off of the same principles that other mechanicals go with. Don't side load it. Just try to preserve it basically, and use it as wisely as you can, as skillfully as you can. Right there, I left the slack in the system, you can see, so I could work off of that right there. Probably gonna move it down. Okay, so I take the slack out. But anyway, see, that's not that bad. So it'll stay right there. You kind of just got to play with it, and eventually you'll start to feel comfortable with it to the point that, you know, you're not worried about getting hit, bumped in the groin. So that's pretty much it for this video, y'all. Thank you so much for watching it with me. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And if you haven't hit that like button, please smash that like button. Let people know that Captain Hook Tree Climbing is making videos for climbers of all experience levels. So you guys let me know what you'd like to see in the future. If you want me to review another piece of equipment, if you guys want me to show you some kind of a technique specifically, please do leave it in the comments, and thank you so much, y'all. Till next time.